buying into the hype is never a good thing from a profit perspective, a lot of value perspective. And I mean, for the most part, it isn't, because any player is going to have their ups and their downs. From Mike Trout to Zion to Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin, it happens. They have players go and they play in streaks. It happens. So if buying into the hype is not the smartest way to approach the hobby, then is buying into the slope or buying into the anti-hype, is that a better way to do it?
I think buying what you know is the way to go, because if you don't know anything about it and you're just hearing people over here, over here, over here, and you're just listening to what they're saying, like there's so many different strategies that people have. I would take a little bit of time if you're going to invest. I mean, people work hard for their money, and I appreciate, like, all of our customers. Like, I want to give them the best value for their dollar. They work hard for that money and they're willing to spend it with us. Like, that's awesome. And like I said, I want to give them the best value. I've talked people out of buying stuff in the last couple months. I said, just wait. It's going to come down. Just wait a little bit. It's going to come down. Sure enough, here we are. And is it the right time to buy yet? Nobody knows, but it's cheaper than what it was when they were going to buy it a few months ago, So
yeah. And I mean, the herd does like to buy when things are positive and everybody's happy. It's easier psychologically to buy when prices are rising, because we seem to think that they're going to continue to rise, versus when prices are coming down, it's a bit harder to buy because you think, is it going to come down more? So what's the best way in your mind to still, transact and collect and be active in the hobby in a downturn market?
Never overextend yourself.
Back to that.
Because if you can afford it, some people have so much money they don't know what to do with, and they can afford if a car drops 50% or 60%. Some people can't do that.
So, like, I always wonder, and I've said before, and I'm buying cards all the time, whether it's in an upswing market, a downswing market, I'm buying cards. And I think that that's a decent strategy, because in the long run, it's like a dollar cost average strategy. You're gonna have hit all the different points, and if the market over the long term is going to slowly increase, and it is even right now. I was looking at some indices earlier today. If you just take out the last 2 years, we're still on the upswing from where we were pre-pandemic. The fear that a lot of people have, and I have somewhat as well, is the curve going to come back down and go below where we were up until the end of Q1 2020?
I think base cards has a good chance of that happening too, really coming back down, because the reason is base cards and graded base cards are all based on the pop report. The pop reports right now, their companies are so busy, it looks like a progressive slot machine in Vegas. I mean, the pop reports are just going crazy. So the more stuff that's out there, the less it's worth. And I think there's a ton of base stuff out there. And I'm just being a realist. I mean, I just want to tell it how it is. And people need to hear that sometimes buying the base stuff isn't the best investment you can make. Buy, like you talked about yesterday, or earlier, like a parallel, like you bought the silver Luca, you know what I mean? Just a step up, but those things still took a hit too. Those things were hitting $8,500, $9,000. I think they're like $1,800 right now.